George Rourk?
It's Rourke, George William Rourke, Jr. Good afternoon, folks. I've been sitting here all morning listening, and I can tell you it's an amazing thing to watch everybody gather and be brave enough to stand up in this, what I consider to be a extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating environment. I'm a little boy from North Charleston. I'm a sixth generation South Carolinian. My great-grandfather times 6 was Antoine Bono that founded Bono Ferry, South Carolina. I'm here today to tell you about my story, no statistics, nothing that any of the paperwork that you have in front of you is going to tell you, but I am the survivor of the current South Carolina narcotic contract. I was diagnosed in 2005 with 3 ruptured discs and a severed nerve in my back. Picked up my daughter, stepped out the front door, lost the feeling in my left leg. I had no alternative other than surgery. Went into surgery, they did a microdiscectomy, they cleaned up the nerve damage. Getting off the operating table, it re-ruptured. So my option then was to be fused at 4 levels, L4, L5, S1, which means I wouldn't be able to continue to provide for that daughter I was carrying. So I asked, what's the alternative? And the alternative was pain management. I was prescribed 160 Lortab, 90 10 milligram Valium, and 80 Opana. And I don't know if you're familiar with the drug Opana, but it is synthetic heroin. I went for 13 years being a father, coaching football, doing everything a person is supposed to do without any recollection. I was there, but I wasn't there. In 2018, I made the decision to stop taking those medications on my own without the advice of a doctor, because they all said you can't quit taking it. If you quit taking it, you're gonna die. So I stopped, and I went through 3 weeks of hell to come off that medication that is currently approved by the law that we have in place now. Excuse my shaking, I'm really passionate and I get scared sometimes. But I'm here today to tell you that what I think most of these folks, especially these brave men and women that have fought for my freedoms, are saying to you is that we want an alternative. Something that is safe. And I can tell you it's safe because after 5 years of not being on any of that medication, I don't take any of it anymore. I use cannabis illegally right now. My fear is, will you, as law enforcement, come into my house, take my children, take my livelihood, take my job, my career? I am now a CEO of a security company. I would never have been able to do that if I was on that medication. So everything that I've worked for, everything that I believe in this state, is the opportunity to have an alternative that's safe. And I don't think that anybody could stand up here and ask for us to acknowledge the opioid pandemic in this country without acknowledging it. If it saves one life, and if that life is mine, then it's worth it. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Stand by 1 second. Any questions or comments from members of the committee? Okay, here none. Thank you so much for your comments.
You.